Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. My name's Haley, Winnie's running around here somewhere, and this is our Mesquite Life. And today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys an easy Christmas craft that pretty much anyone can do. To start off, I will say, we paid for all of this stuff with our own money, so nothing here is sponsored. This is not a sponsored video, and there are no affiliate links. So, first, I'm going to go over some safety points, and second, I'm going to go over the materials, then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the crafts. So, first safety point. This craft does require the use of scissors. So, if you have children, you need to cut the fabric out for them yourself if you're using very sharp scissors, and make sure if they're using the scissors that they are under adult supervision. If you are a child watching this video, do not make this craft without asking your parents' permission first, and make sure that they are supervising you while doing so. This is a high temperature hot glue gun. If you're doing this with kids or you are a kid, it's safer for you to use a low temp hot glue gun or a tacky crafting glue like Haylie's. There are fabric glues that you can get from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They take longer to dry, but there's no burn risk. It is safer to use the slower drying method. It's just going to take longer for it to dry properly. So the materials that we have are this 4-foot tree. I got this one from Dollar General. For the indoor gnome, we are using a cotton mop head. It's like a rag mop. You can actually get a cheaper version of this from Dollar Tree. Our Dollar Tree was out of it, and I wanted something that was a little more sturdy because I do plan on using this one every year and throughout the holiday season. So I got just a little more sturdy of one, but you can get these at Dollar Tree if you want to do like a budget version. But I just got a 3-pack of the industrial version because they're a little bit bigger and they're a little thicker. So for the bigger gnome, we have these giant, let me open them, wooden knobs. They're just like a drawer knob, but they're big. And then I got a smaller one for this, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see as we go. I might actually end up just using the big one for this and then use this on a smaller gnome later. We are using high temperature hot glue sticks, but like I said, use a safer glue if you're going to be doing this with children. And then we have a nice pretty patterned flannel that I got from Hobby Lobby, and then a red felt. So what we're going to be doing is making mittens out of the felt, and we're going to be making hats out of the flannel. I got most of this at Hobby Lobby, except for this was at Dollar General. Let's get started. First step is to move all this stuff out of the way, because we don't need it right now. I do have this sitting on a piece of cardboard because glue guns tend to drip. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull our fabrics out. I'm going to start with our mittens because I want to make sure my scissors are sharp before I cut into the nice fabric. So you just fold it out. We don't need a whole lot of it. And I already have this folded in two because they're mittens, so you will need like 2 sides for them. Okay guys, so I've got a marker here that we got in our pumpkin set and a piece of paper. I'm going to make like a pattern to cut out. That way the mittens match. The good things about mittens is they're like rounded. They don't have fingers, so you can like flip-flop them. So you can use the same pattern twice. So we're gonna put our tree up and fluff them out just so we know like how big we need to make the mittens. So this is our Christmas tree. It's a little sparse. Like I said, we are putting ours in a corner, so it's okay if he's a little sparse in areas. So this is our tree. And I don't know if you can tell, but at the top, I'm going to turn him sideways here, I've bunched all of these down because I'm going to be putting a hat over him, so I don't want them sticking up higher than they need to. And then as I've gone down, most of them I've pointed like angularly down towards the ground. That way it looks more like a beard when we put the hat on. You guys want to help us name our tree gnome? This was actually an idea that my sister-in-law gave me. She was talking about these mop gnomes that she loved so much. I don't know if she knew that you could make them with mops, but now she will. So thank you, Amber, for the inspiration. I think we want our mittens to be like this wide or this tall. So I'm just gonna start out. Actually, my hand might be the perfect size for these mittens. So I'm just gonna rough sketch some mittens. Like so. And if I don't like them, then I've got more paper and I don't like it, so We'll lay that over. I can see the outline of the first one, and then I'm just gonna... Okay, so that's gonna be our mitten. And I'm gonna cut this out with our paper scissors. And these are paper. And we'll cut these out. So what we're gonna do now is take our mitten pattern here, and we're gonna trace around it, and I'm just gonna add just a little bit of fabric around it. And this will give me room to glue it, and then in the future to sew it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this. You guys see what I did there? And then I'm just gonna flatten this out as much as possible, and I'm just gonna, these are not my fabric scissors. See what almost did there? Tried to cut fabric. These have a nice cleaner cut because they've never touched anything but fabric. So now we're gonna fold this up because we have plenty left for future crafts. Maybe we'll make an all red gnome with a mop later. Throw that over there. And now we're just gonna cut out our hats from our flannel. This is a lot thinner than the felt. I'm gonna be saving enough of this to make pillow covers when I get my sewing machine. Hint, printing. So we're just gonna make sure it's doubled over, which it is. And we're just gonna cut out all willy-nilly some gnome hats. So this gnome, I think I'm gonna make his hat pretty big. I want it to be pretty slouchy. So I'm just gonna cut out a all willy-nilly piece of flannel, making sure I have both layers of fabric all the way around. So that's one of our hats for the big tree. And as you saw, that was really willy-nilly, nothing very specific. You can, if you want to be very specific, you can do this with like sewing pins. I'm not that interested in being that specific. And then we're just gonna cut a smaller one for our mop. Okay guys, I'm not sure where the camera cut out, but right now we have both of our hats cut out for our smaller gnome and our larger gnome. So I'm about to fold this fabric up and get it out of the way. And I did just cut those willy-nilly. There's no specific shape or form to it, just a janky triangle. Okay guys, so now that we have the hats cut out, we do have this littler size and then this larger size, and then our mittens. I'm gonna glue our mittens first. Just gonna make sure it's hot, and it is. The only thing with hot glue is you do have to be careful with the strings. So I'm just going to glue the way we have it now. That way the marker is on the inside. Just right around the edge. and glued up here. We'll put those to the side, and then we'll do our hats. The hats are going to be harder to do on frame, at least the big one. So we'll try to get as much of the small one in frame as we can. So this one I think will be easier to do, like do one half and then do the other half. So just get as close to the edge as you can. This is a thinner fabric, so if you use a thinner flannel like I am, make sure you don't burn yourself when you make the hat. And honestly, if you wanted to save even more money, you could go to Goodwill and buy an old men's flannel shirt. They have them for like $4, I think. And you could actually cut the hats and the mittens out of those for a lot cheaper than buying your own fabric. I just didn't think about that till just right now. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that. When I flip this, I'm gonna glue the edges like that to kind of hem it. I'm gonna try and do it very small though. That way we don't have like threads hanging down on the finished product. Unless you want that, then go for it. This is going to be very hard, so you might want to try doing this with like a pin or like a sewing pin, because you probably will burn yourself on this part because the fold is so, can you guys see what I'm doing? It's so fine, this fold is. I'll try and get the second one on camera better because I don't think I got it the first time. So we'll just put this over here with our mittens while it cools. And then we're gonna start up here on this one. You just get glue on as much of it as we can on our first go. That way it's faster. Okay, so first I'm going to do the little gnome. We do not need the mittens for him. So I'm just going to get his hat and I'm going to pull as close as I can to the top, and I'm just going to invert it like so, and then work the point out. This part can be a little tricky. We're going to get our mop and our balls. So I'm still not sure what size of this I'm going to use, but we'll go ahead and get this. I hope I made this hat big enough. I measured with my hand, which is not the most exact way to measure when crafting, but it's the way I did it. So, like I said, try and invert this little triangle bit. This looks really cute on the outside, and because we folded that edge in, it looks more finished. It's okay if you don't have like a good point, because like I said, these are supposed to be funny little gnomes. Now, we're gonna let that dry a bit, and we're gonna stuff them in here like a cornucopia. We do want some extra fabric on the top. We'll just gently shove them up in there like that. Looks good to me. If you want to make your hat a little wider, you can. And then just do the hat over to the side. And then we're gonna put his nose on. I think I like the little nose better on this one. I would even go a size up. I lost my glue stick. Would even go a size up. But the good thing about this is you can just cut whatever strands you glue it to off and then glue it to the ones underneath it. I'm gonna put a generous amount of glue on this part. And then I'm gonna find where I want it, which is just right in the middle of his beard, underneath his hat. I'm gonna push very hard into the cotton. And then I'm gonna take just a little dot of glue, very tiny, minuscule, right on top of his nose, and just 2 more on either side to make sure that we have the fabric sticking how we want. And then I'm going to show you guys a close-up of him because he's kind of freaking cute. So this is our little gnome. We're going to have his little floppy hat. You could put a pom-pom on the end of his hat if you wanted. You can just buy those at Hobby Lobby. I think we're going to leave it off for now. We might add it later. And then that's his little nose. And he just sits on your shelf. Like so. Just a little gnome. So that's what Amber was suggesting to me. And then now I'm going to take it a little further and we're going to decorate this cute little tree. So this one we're going to do a little bit different because I do want to be able to take it off the tree when we're done. So we're going to pull his little hat nub out. The mittens are going to be a little harder to turn out just because it is a little bit of a thicker fabric. So I've just glued this ball here. I put a little bit of glue here, and then right inside I put some glue right there so that I'm hoping it'll hang right on the tree. Okay, so Brenton's giving you guys a close-up here. I'm just taking the hat here with the nose, and we're slipping it over similar to how we did the mock elf. We're just gonna pull it over, and then we want this to flop over some, so don't pull it too far. And then just fluff your branches a little bit to where it looks like his nose is like sitting. You could even, if you have one like I got, there's like wire in the tree and you can stick it up this hole to make his nose sit how you want. Like so. Do you see that? And we're just gonna hang his little hand mittens. We are gonna glue these on. Just a drop of glue, like so. And we're just gonna try and get them as symmetrical as we can. And like I said, if you're doing this with kids, please be careful of their little hands, because you do not want them to burn themselves. I would use hot glue for this, not the tacky glue, because the hot glue is going to stick better. And then just pinch it just a little bit, and then just a little drop right in here. And then pinch that. And then we're going to turn around for you guys so you can see him. But that's our little tree gnome. You could put like a little scarf here and then just move the mittens around how you want. Is that not cute? Mm-hmm. Look at him from the front. Isn't he adorable? Okay guys, so this is our giant tree gnome elf, and then like you saw earlier, our little mock elf. They're easy, simple crafts that you can do with children, very easy, and all together this cost us less than $30 to make everything. So that's pretty impressive. Okay guys, I hope you like this video. I really enjoyed making these. If you're gonna make these yourself, please send them to us in our DMs on Instagram and let us know if we can feature them on our Instagram. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button and ring that subscribe bell. Otherwise, YouTube won't tell you when we upload. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.